This episode of Red Guy Entertainment is brought to you by Mega Championship Wrestling. Mega Championship Wrestling, based in Elyria, Ohio, presents No Love Lost February 20th with a huge card full of amazing matches and some of the best independent wrestlers this side of the United States. One match that's definitely going to be potentially a show stealer is Derek Direction going one-on-one with Joshua Singh for the Infinity title. Both of these guys are amazing athletes. Derek Direction's an up-and-comer coming through the Roaring Elbow Wrestling Academy. Joshua Singh training in the AIW dungeon, if you will. Both fantastic wrestlers. Great technical ability. Great ring work. And yeah, on to the show.
Francesca 2. Okay, so the next match
Was
Kalisto.
Which, in my opinion, was match of the night.
I literally have no notes from that match. Oh, wait. I have one note. Two notes, actually. Del Rio lost, but was still a good match. And the other one was Kalisto botched. And I wrote, he learned that from Sin Cara.
Yeah, he was channeling his inner Sin Cara.
He was representing Sin Cara in a way that only he could.
Almost killed himself.
Yeah, didn't he dome himself on what's it called? I forgot what the move's called. I don't know his moves. I don't actually watch.
I just know his finish, the Sarita del Sol or whatever.
Yeah, that's it. Isn't that what he botched?
I think.
Isn't that Sin Cara's move too?
No.
Did they both do it? Which one's what's the move that Sin Cara does where he does he's holding him in I'm about to stun you, but then does a flip backwards?
That's Kalisto's move.
Sin Cara did that a long time ago.
Oh yeah. Oh.
So they share it.
I don't think Sin Cara does it anymore. Because ever since
well, this is Sin Cara 2 right now.
Ever since Kalisto did that at TLC off the ladder through a ladder,
it's his move.
It's pretty much his move. And when he hit that move off the top,
but he's also stealing botching from him. What is Sin Cara gonna have? All he's gonna have is a broken finger.
Come here.
Don't botch this.
That match was everything I expected it to be. I'm glad they put the belt back on Kalisto.
I think if what you're saying is true, where they're gonna let Alberto Del Rio go to better and greener pastures, hopefully it happens now. The problem is, what are they gonna do with him? You think Legion, the League of Nations, got to go after tag titles?
I was gonna say they needed to send them after the tag titles.
Maybe
if they're not gonna be
Rusev or Wade with Alberto for tag titles.
I would like to see Wade Barrett, and
I'd like to see Wade Barrett in a match because Wade Barrett's great.
Right.
He's in such good shape and he can work. So why is he not on the card ever?
Honestly, Barrett should be in one of the top spots in WWE in my opinion.
I remember back when winning a King of the Ring got you a spot at SummerSlam for the title.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen anymore.
The King of the Ring barely happens anymore.
That's true too. Well, King of the Ring also used to be a pay-per-view. But yeah, I think the match overall definitely the best non-Rumble match of the night.
It was very solid. It was where it needed to be.
I don't know. I think it should have been after the Divas match because none of them were in the Rumble.
Well, I don't think it should have been after the Divas match because you need a cooldown period. And
true, you need to make a sandwich.
I guess we'll just segue into the Divas match.
Okay, I have some notes.
I have two main complaints.
I have one major complaint. Ric Flair kissed Becky. Becky basically got raped. I know it's a work, and she had to okayed it.
I don't know if that was because it looked so spur
she
of the
played
moment.
it off so well as if it's legit. So maybe, and I do like that JBL was saying he said he was a kiss stealer for 20 years. How did you not expect him to actually steal a kiss?
Absolutely.
So I was like, okay. I'm not necessarily mad that he did it. I'm mad that he did it to Becky. Because if he did that to Becky, Paige, or the old divas like Lita or Trish, no, you can't do that. They're untouchable.
Untouchable.
Bad. Shame.
Basic thugonomics.
Yeah. And then the other thing I wrote, we discussed before, Flair is killing Charlotte's career.
Yes.
Charlotte will never be her own wrestler.
And it's sad because I think if Charlotte were to break free and do her own thing, I probably wouldn't hate her as much.
And her music's trash too.
Yeah, I hate the whole let's remix an old dude's theme and use that because
she would have had better music if she had taken the the Hardy Boys music from Spike TV, or even the Holly music, which we were talking about earlier. Like if she just used a remix version of those, it'd be better than using a remix version of Flair.
Like it was cool when Curtis Axel did it, and that's it.
Well, Curtis Axel did a remix of the Mr. Perfect one, right? But I found out Curtis Axel. Think about this: Kurt Hennig, Larry the Axe Hennig.
That's where his name came from.
Oh my god, that's hilarious! I love it.
And that was when he became the Paul Heyman guy because he was Michael McGillicuddy before then. And when Axel was with Paul Heyman, he put on some of the best matches. He's such a big waste of talent there.
Do you think he'd ever live up to the name of Mr. Perfect?
I think one match so far he has, and that was a three-way match with Wade Barrett and The Miz. One of my favorite matches that happened.
You got two really good workers and The Miz.
The Miz actually added so much to it because, like,
he's a great heel. I just don't think he can work.
At the time, this match made me a believer.
Okay, I didn't see it, so I don't know.
Like he was doing the figure four at the time.
Yeah,
and he was actually a face. Like people,
Miz was the face.
Yeah,
when
he was a face for a little bit. While he was with Ric Flair. That was a thing.
So this must have been, 2008 maybe?
No, this was like 2 or 3 years ago.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
He was a face after the whole Miz girl happened?
Mm-hmm. It was really good.
So is this after Sandow was with him then?
Before.
So this was between Sandow and Alex Riley, I think it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Alex Riley was the year after he won the title and lost it.
No, Alex Riley was with him before.
When he won the title? No, because Alex Riley was with him when he won the Rumble. But I think Riley was signed right after that Rumble. So yeah, Alex Riley
was at WrestleMania with him.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Is that when he faced John Cena then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because the Rumble I remember him being in is not the one. He didn't win a Rumble.
No.
So I remember him being in the Rumble. Maybe he won because he was champion going into WrestleMania.
He was.
So the Royal Rumble I'm talking about must have been the year after.
Mm-hmm.
So he was with him for more than a year.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
That was his NXT rookie, and he was like...
Well, he didn't stay with Daniel Bryan that long. Then again, Daniel Bryan got fired for...
Well, they were feuding during the NXT thing.
Oh, that's right. He didn't like Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
Because he called him, like...
He was a nerd and all this.
He was a nerd and a vegan, and so he wasn't cool, obviously.
Right, because, like, God forbid you make healthy choices in life.
Yeah, God forbid you're actually healthy.
To an extent, I'll say that, because, like, apparently Daniel Bryan's immune system's horrible.
And so is his concussion risk.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he's the new Bret Hart? They can't put him in the ring because not having his laces tied will give him a concussion?
Well, it's not that. It's just Bryan...
Didn't they give him the headbutt?
Mm-hmm.
Why would they do that at somebody who's had too many concussions?
WrestleMania 31, the
ladder headbutt contest with Zig.
And then he did it again on Raw. And he does the flying headbutt.
So he has a concussion. Do you think okay, seriously, do you think he could be the next Chris Benoit, where his brain is at the damage of like an 84-year-old man with Alzheimer's?
I don't think it's that serious because.
But do you think if they didn't keep him off, do you think it would have gotten there?
No.
Really?
Because Bryan's worked the same style for years. He doesn't do drugs like Benoit. And if you look at Bryan's diving headbutt, he does it very safe. There's like almost no like contact of his head. WWE is just being very careful with him for who knows what reason. Because like, think about this: Sin Cara botches everything,
and he's on the card.
Yeah,
there was a time where I texted you when I was in Arizona. I think I messaged you on Facebook or something along the lines. But I tagged you and the guys we used to train with, trainers actually. I was like, Sin Cara botches this much and he's on TV. This has to be a work, right?
It has to be.
Like it's either the best work or the worst worker.
It's so bad, but like Daniel Bryan, I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Like, and he's being cleared by all these other doctors, but not the WWE guys.
Which WWE is notorious for having bad doctors.
Yeah. So
just take a Z-Pack, you'll be fine.
This might be a work. I don't know, because like,
do you think this is like the final nail in the coffin where Triple H and Vince McMahon didn't want someone like him to be champion? The fans want him to be champion so bad, so it's like, well, the only way we can not have him be champion is if we don't clear him.
Maybe, and I would agree with that if Daniel Bryan wasn't so vocal about it on Twitter.
I mean, he's only been vocal about it a few times. It's not like he's doing this every week or every day.
Well,
it's only been like 3 different times.
Over the past like couple like months, like 2 months or so, he's been saying, "I've been cleared by this doctor. I've been cleared by this." Even before the Rumble, he's said,
like, "So I'm cleared by these doctors. Can you clear me anytime soon, please?"
And usually, when something's like that apparent, it's a work of some sort. Usually.
So do you think maybe he'll be in the what? They're gonna have a ladder match for a title at like Intercontinental US at WrestleMania. He'll be in.
I would be so upset if that happens because
he should have so much more.
If that happens, wrestling's fake.
Well, duh.
I mean,
Vince McMahon told you. Vince McMahon told you already.
I was like, here's
1998.
Here's this guy who had a concussion.
97, actually.
We had to strip the title from him. He comes back. Let's put him in a ladder match. What?
True. That would be the dumbest of all decisions. But then again, Roman.
What? Back to the Divas title match.
Yeah.
But one of my biggest complaints was the video package before the match. That thing was like almost 10 minutes long.
I think they played that during the pre-show, which is like it was the same thing. Mm-hmm. That's why I say she's bad. She's not a convincible character.
No,
she should just be given like some random thing like Alice suspenders or something,
Alice suspenders,
and let her do whatever she wants. And Becky has changed so much, and it's only increased her popularity.
Yeah.
So changing her is not going to directly negatively affect her. Like, as long as she plays a convincible character, let her, like, if she wants to be Flair's daughter, convince people. You're not convincing anybody.
But my whole gripe with her is, like, they can't change Charlotte. Like, she is Charlotte now. But when Cody Rhodes came up, he wasn't Dusty Rhodes 2. He was Cody Rhodes.
He was Cody Rhodes. He even took off his knee pads.
Yeah.
He became Dashing. I liked him as Dashing Cody.
Dashing Cody Rhodes was one of my favorites.
I love that Matt Hardy stole his jacket. And I was like, hey, that's not Dashing. And then he's like, hey, that is not Dashing. And I was like, oh my God. And Brandon was like, oh, that just happened.
Like, there was... Cody Rhodes deserves a lot more than what he has too.
Speaking of Cody Rhodes, he sent out a tweet saying that Stardust is
done. I think
dying.
Or ending. I honestly think they're gonna do some weird thing where there's like.
Do you think it's gonna be like a Ziggy Stardust goodbye thing?
I think Stardust is gonna have a match against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
You can't see this, but I'm giving him the blankest stare, as if. Tell me you didn't just say that kind of
I think there's going to be a Cody Rhodes versus Stardust match.
Do you think that's why they signed Austin Aries?
Maybe. No, I would hope not. But I could see, like...
He looks like he has the similar physique of him. He could probably play the part. Put him in makeup.
I see someone coming out as Stardust.
So that's why they got Gallows.
The house is way too big.
There's a joke there, dog.
Fake Kane.
He was fake Kane. Stardust. Fake Stardust.
Divas match.
I didn't like the finish at all.
I love the fact that Becky sold Flair's jacket.
I hated that.
I thought it was funny because she was like, get off it.
like somebody throws a coat on you. Boom, it's off. Unless it's like entrapped your arms in a way that like you can't move.
We don't know where that coat's been. We don't know how many elbow drops that coat has been through. That coat has seen some things.
Yeah, the coat has seen better days. I don't know, it touched Becky, so it's obviously not seen too many better days.
Poor Becky.
Yeah.
But I knew Charlotte was going to retain, and then the whole thing with Sasha coming out at the end
I did not predict that.
I didn't predict it.
Then again, I don't know who Sasha is, really.
Sasha Banks is really good.
She's a cousin of Snoop Dogg.
She's one of the... She
was one of the 3 divas that came up, along with Becky and Charlotte, to come up from NXT that year, the summer.
Honestly, out of...
If you had to order them, 1, 2, 3, who's the best?
Bayley?
The one that didn't get put up, yep. Do you think Bayley was in NXT longer than the other 3?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Because if Bayley's there longer, do you think it's because of her size? Because she looks a lot smaller than the other girls.
Well, I like Bayley's look, and not saying that, like, oh, she's hot or anything like that, but she has a good look.
She has like that innocent girl.
Yeah,
look.
she's different from the other divas. Like everyone's like, "Ooh, I'm so bad," no pun intended, and like all these other things. Because like Team Bad was horrible. That was one of the worst things I've ever seen.
Team Bad's the one with the Bellas, right?
No, that's Team Bella.
Was it actually called Team Bella?
Mm-hmm.
Which one was Team Bad then?
It was Sasha Banks,
Tamina,
and
Naomi or somebody.
I don't think it was Naomi.
What? Not Naomi, but the other one.
I think it was Alicia Fox.
But Alicia Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because one of the Funkadactyls is with the Usos.
Yeah, I think one of them was the one with the Usos was
Naomi.
Naomi. Yeah, Naomi's with Jimmy or Jay.
Or both, who knows?
Well, actually, Jimmy's real name is John, so couldn't call him John Uso.
Johnny Uso.
Yeah, Johnny or John Uso would be so much better than
Juso.
changing his name to Jimmy. I think he has a Jimmy tattoo. That's how much he's committed to the gimmick.
But yeah, that whole thing with her at the end was a little confusing. But
I didn't like that she kicked Becky, then beat up Charlotte. Like, so
yeah,
she's trying to be the anti-hero kind of thing. Because people obviously are happy to see you, but you're beating up the face and then you're beating up the heel. So now people don't know to boo or cheer you.
And with the way she came in, it looks like she might be the one to win the Divas belt.
Well, yeah, they're definitely pushing her strong for Divas contention.
But I think there's going to be a triple threat match with Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte.
You don't think of returning Nikki?
I don't think so.
Has Nikki been on TV yet? She's like disappeared since she lost the title.
Yeah, because she's got some injury.
She's probably wrapped over the fact John Cena won't propose to her. I heard John's ready. He's getting ready. About the question. I follow Natty Natalia on Twitter. This is how I find all this out.
But with that whole Diva situation, it's losing. It lost my interest a long time ago. Like since AJ Lee has left, there hasn't really been any good Divas matches. Granted, this match was the best Divas match I've seen all year.
I don't know, because Paige's WrestleMania match, Paige did all the work for that match, and it was only good because Paige was doing the work. AJ did nothing. AJ got injured and sold that injury for the entire match.
Yeah, and she left the next day.
Yeah. Like, she literally took her paycheck and, like, I'm almost convinced she was fired, but she did the I'm not fired, I quit thing.
Probably. But who knows? Divas matches on WWE.
They've been lackluster since 2008. And maybe even earlier. When did Trish and Lita both retire? Because it was Trish retired first, and then a month later,
it was 2008?
It might have been 2007.
8 or 7. Yeah. Between 6 and 8, for sure.
Definitely, yeah. I want to say Lita's last match was the same pay-per-view. Batista won against King Booker, which would have been 2006? Yeah, because then Batista went on to face Undertaker 2007. That makes sense.
Something like that. Yeah. But NXT Divas matches are really good.
Bayley is in NXT right now. I don't know too many of the other names. I don't see him a lot on Twitter.
Like the main two to pay attention to would be Bayley and Asuka. Asuka's really good. She's just Japanese and can't cut a promo probably.
Oh, is she the one that she was another diva in Japan, but they renamed her?
Yeah.
Okay. You were talking about her on Facebook.
She was really good. And Sasha Banks and Bayley had probably the match of the year last year at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn.
Okay, I thought it was the London one.
No, it was...
Which one was the one they had, like, the 30-minute Iron Man match?
I think that was London.
I heard that match was really good, too.
It was really good, but TakeOver Brooklyn was way better, in my opinion.
Okay.
And,
so, do you think... Maybe... going to it again, do you think Charlotte's going to be the over and over winning the Divas title?
Mm-mm.
You don't? I think they're going to try and push it. I think they're going to try. I think they're going to get it to 4, and then they're going to be realize nobody wants to win. Nobody wants to see her. Just get her off TV. Then they're going to try and drop it.
I can't see that happening.
I can see it happening. Maybe she wins every night of Champions.
They can't be that stupid.
Seriously? This is not the stupidest thing they're trying to do.
I refuse to think they could be that stupid. But
hopefully.
Moving on
Let's go to the Rumble.
Yeah.
Oh, before we get to the Rumble, you were talking a lot of trash on Bray Wyatt's promo.